Good morning, everybody. Just a little video from me. So I'm going to read today's message from Opening Doors Within by Eileen Cady. What's this little book? Be guided in all that you do and say. Learn to be very patient and to wait for the right timing for everything. Know that all things will work out perfectly when you wait upon me, and do not rush ahead unguidedly. Morning Joe, morning Virgie, morning Shihab. Much is waiting to unfold at the right time. Everything is being speeded up, but nevertheless it will be an unfolding process which will take place. For there is perfect harmony and rhythm in my plan. Nothing is out of step, so work with it and not against it. If you try to work against it, you will simply exhaust yourself and will get nowhere, and it will be like swimming against the tide. You will either remain stationary by swimming with all your strength, or you will be swept back with the force of the tide. Avoid working against something which is inevitable, but instead learn to go along with it in absolute peace and confidence that you are doing the right thing at the right time. What a beautiful message. Good morning, Tony. So I'm going to pick us a card as well this morning. All of you beautiful reflections out there, and anyone that may see this at any point, which of course is the beauty of all of these means of communication now, that we can reach each other wherever we are. Of course we're always here, but that's another story. So participation. And I think I'll pick one more for us all. Got participation, which is this one. And postponement, which I've not had before. So let's look at these. See what beloved Osho has to say about these things, because these are his Zen tarot cards. Participation. Each figure in this mandala holds the right hand up and in an attitude of receiving, and the left hand down in an attitude of giving. The whole circle creates a tremendous energy field that takes on the shape of the double dorje, the Tibetan symbol for the thunderbolt. The mandala has a quality like that of an energy field that forms around a Buddha, where all the individuals taking part in the circle make a unique contribution to create a unified and vital whole. It is like a flower, whose wholeness is even more beautiful than the sum of its parts, at the same time enhancing the beauty of each individual petal. You have an opportunity to participate with others now, to make your contribution to creating something greater and more beautiful than each of you could manage alone. Your participation will not only nourish you, but will also contribute something precious to the whole. Have you ever seen night going? Very few people even become aware of things which are happening every day. Have you ever seen the evening coming, the midnight and its song, the sunrise and its beauty? We are behaving almost like blind people. In such a beautiful world we are living in small ponds of our own misery. It is familiar, so even if if somebody wants to pull you out, you struggle. It is so familiar that even if somebody wants to pull you out, you struggle. You don't want to be pulled out of your misery or your suffering. Otherwise, there is so much joy all around. You have just to be aware of it and to become a participant, not a spectator. Philosophy is speculation. Zen is participation. Participate in the night leaving. Participate in the evening coming. Participate in the stars and participate in the clouds. Make participation your lifestyle, and your whole existence becomes such a joy, such an ecstasy. You could not have dreamed of a better universe. And of course, dream being the word pointing to the truth. Beautiful. And if anybody happens to see this today and would like to come to my Awakening Love Retreat tomorrow at Blissland in Congleton, just message me and I'll give you a discount. We've got 4 places, 5 at a push. I would love for them to be filled with some beautiful souls that can share in kirtan, silence, sound healing, and a beautiful day of deep rest, relaxation and peace with us tomorrow. So I'm going to read this card now, postponement, which I don't even think I've seen before, but anyway. The woman in this picture is living in a grey landscape, full of unreal cut-out clouds. Through the window frame she can see colours and light and aliveness, and although she would like to move through the frame, as we can see by the rainbow colours appearing in her garment. She can't quite manage to do it. There is still too much what-if activity in her mind. Tomorrow never comes, they say, but no matter how often it is said, it seems that most of us tend to forget and trust the fact, the truth of it. In fact, the one and only result of postponing things is a dull and depressing feeling of incompletion and stuckness. The relief and expansion you will feel once you put aside all the dithering thoughts that are preventing you from acting now will make you wonder why you ever waited so long. Postponement is simply stupid. Tomorrow you will also have to decide, so why not today? And do you think that tomorrow you will be wiser than today? Do you think that tomorrow you will be livelier than today? Do you think that tomorrow you will be younger than today, fresher than today? Tomorrow you will be older, your courage will be less. Tomorrow you will be more experienced. Your cunningness will be more. Tomorrow death will come closer. You will start wavering and being more afraid. Never postpone for the tomorrow, and who knows? Tomorrow may come or may not come. If you have to decide, you have to decide right now. Dr. Vogel, the dentist, finished his examination on a pretty young patient. Miss Baseman, he said, I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull out your wisdom teeth. Oh my, exclaimed the girl, I'd rather have a baby. Well, said Dr. Vogel, could you make up your mind so that I can adjust the chair? Make up your mind, don't go on postponing infinitely. There is only now. There is only now. No future, no past, just this, here and now, exactly as it is presented to you, and we can either love it accept it or we can fight with it. We can fight with what is. We can decide that it's not okay, that it's not right, that there's something wrong, and that it should be different. And of course, this is the mind's engagement. And the mind wants to make everything right or wrong, and wants to participate in creating drama. And problems. And then attempt to solve those problems with more problems. The mind is very mischievous. So let's be aware of the stories that the mind is creating and the attachments that it puts on everything that's going on. The story that gets attached to the experience. Or the idea of a past experience that continues in the mind but actually doesn't continue in reality. Or the idea of a future experience, again, that appears in the mind but is not actually in reality. Let's bring ourselves here now, which is where we always are, of course, but the mind would have us rather think something else. And we can do this very gently and easily with our breath, by tuning into the breath. And just take a breath now, conscious breath. Bring your awareness to the breath, knowing that you exist, that you are before the breath. That you are before the body. That you are before all the perception of everything that you see around you. Because what you see around you is coming from within you. The very fact that you perceive it tells you that. The fact that you are the perceiver shows you that what you are seeing is coming from within your own being. And this is where we can take responsibility for our choices. We can take responsibility for our choices every day, knowing that what is showing up and appears to show up outside of us is what's going on within us. As it is a part of us. So if you want to create anything, to make anything happen, then do it today. Do it now. Do it now. Don't wait for another opportunity that might be better than this one. Don't wait for an appearance of another moment that might be better than this one. Because this is all we have. This moment. An unfolding, an infinite unfolding of this moment. There will never be a future and there will never be a past. Because we can only participate in what's here now. And what's unfolding here now. And the mind will try to create some story with that. That it should be this, it should be that. That it's not perfect exactly as it is. But it is perfect exactly as it is, because you are whole and complete exactly as you are, and it's only the mind story that will tell you something else, that might make you believe something other than that. And you're not bound by this body, you are not bound by your mind, and you are not bound by this experience. Yes, this experience is happening. It's a divine projection from inside your own being, as there is no outside. So right now, look for what is real, what you know to be true, deep within your being, what you know to be real, without the mind stories. Without all previous experience or future possible experiences, because as I've pointed out, neither of those truly exist. What remains here, untouched, unmoving, what remains here now, without the stories, without wanting to make anything better. What is here, simply here, resting the mind, resting the body, everything softening. What is life showing you right now? And take a breath. Noticing that you are before the breath, before the body, before this experience. There is an entirely different you waiting to emerge. And this you is not bound by time or concepts of the mind. This you is eternal, graceful, without the need to differentiate between hot and cold, yin and yang, what's right, what's wrong, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. The very, very source of the mind. You are that before the mind, the source of the mind. And in that source there is no judgment. In that source there is only peace. There are no arguments about anything. Everything just simply is. Everything's just simply happening. In the source there's no destination. In this experience there's an appearance of coming and going, of getting somewhere, of going somewhere. In reality, in truth, we never go anywhere. Because we're not bound by time. Time is practical for the practical experience of this world, but it's not, it doesn't define us. We are undefinable. The meaning of being beyond the mind, we are undefinable by the mind. Take a breath. Breathe this in, right to the core of your being. And know that life is really a celebration. There's nothing more to do than celebrate what is here, than to love what is here. And to rest in the peace that you already are, that you always have been. That you always will be. It's such a blessing. Allow yourself to see the miracles of life. Allow yourselves to see the blessing of life. And don't take anything too seriously. Namaste. Wishing you all a beautiful, peaceful day. Om Shanti.